Hello.
Hi.
¿Cómo estás?
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone.
It is Yellow Day, and we are yellow.
We are yellow mellow, honey.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, welcome everybody to our next episode of People Like Us. And if you've missed us for a couple weeks, we're drinking through the rainbow. We're celebrating Pride all month long. And so if you didn't know, now you know. And you should be joining us every week because this week we have a very special yellow drink. Mine's a little off color because I'm not great at instructions, but it's still yellow.
We are drinking the delicious, the yummy, the back to basics, the also simplistic Malibu pineapple, which has been my favorite drink ever since I started drinking.
Well, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Oh, it's also goodie. I mean, this right here is just, this is a cheap liqueur. It's so delicious.
It's delicious. If you guys ever watch the Sex and the City movie when they're like, why did we ever stop drinking this? And it's like, everybody else did or whatever. What is that what they said? I'm bad at quotes.
Yeah, because everyone else started, but it's okay. I can share. I'm not going to stop drinking it.
So remember, guys, that if you guys are drinking and taking pictures, if you're hanging out, send us the pictures. We want to see it. We love to do this. We love to celebrate. And
yes.
Okay, go ahead and switch your signal. I know we've been having some technical issues. Okay. Go ahead and do that.
All right, I'm going to go ahead, and I've received direction from the director to go ahead and switch my signal.
I need like the earpiece, but then I don't know. I would have to like be a ventriloquist to be like,
okay,
yeah, it's yeah. So technology is crazy, guys, and we've had a really crazy week, and it's been a lot going on. Yesterday's show, if you saw, we had trouble starting up, and then signal was going in and out, but it is what it is. We're having fun, and we're doing our thing while Pookie is resetting up her signal just to share with you again the picture. So please, again, join us every week. We'll be sharing.
Am I here?
You want, think so, yeah. If you guys want to have information sent to you, I am now sending it out online. So if you want to be included on a blast that you'll get on WhatsApp, feel free to send me a message. And you could also email us at peoplelikeuss365@gmail.com to be added to that list so we can keep you posted. So with that said, we'll get right into it. It's been a little crazy, right? There's been a lot going on.
There has been a lot going on.
With me,
with everyone, with the world, with technology, with you. You've been sick. What happened to you? You want to share what happened to you?
Well, I mean, I'm sure some of you saw on social media, I ended up getting COVID last week. It was the craziest thing ever because I was fine and then I wasn't. Saturday evening, I was just hanging out at home. And then all of a sudden it just like hit me. I was like, I coughed weird. I felt something and I go, I think I'm sick. Like it was like fine, sick. And the next day I was in a lot of pain. My head hurt a lot. I went to the like clinic on Monday and I didn't leave my bed again for, I mean, it feels like a lifetime. But I was in bed again until the Monday after. I didn't go anywhere. So, a full week of bed rest and just trying to get better. And I'll say this, I'm asthmatic, so I'm pretty sure that's why it hit me harder than it does some people. But I'm also very grateful for medicine and that I was able to go 2 years and then some without it. It's terrifying to me what it would have been if I had gotten it in the beginning, because this was really hard for me. It knocked me on my ass, and it was another reminder for me to take care of my health and get that as a focus, because you can't do anything if you don't have your health. And this was not fun. So, to anybody who maybe is feeling under the weather, I hear you and I hope you feel better. And just know, we're in a lot better place than where we were, because, 2.5 years ago, this would have been panic mode. It was frustrating. It was difficult. I'm still not fully better, but at least it wasn't, pandemic scary moment, because that was crazy. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm happy that you're doing better. We're glad to have you back, at least at a good 75%. It's
Yes.
gonna take a little bit. We all got it at home during Christmas when the flare up came up again.
Yeah.
And I feel you because it's the weirdest thing. It's I was down for about 14 days and I kept getting a positive. And then when I would feel good, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling better today. I would just get up and go to the bathroom and I'm like, oh no, I'm
Yeah.
not feeling better today. So I
Yeah.
completely understand what you're going through. And yeah, definitely anybody that's dealt with it and is dealing with it and all of that, feel better soon. We get it, we feel it. I mean, the whole world has, and all we can say is that thank God that there's a vaccine for it and
Yeah.
that it helped you, because I do agree you have really chronic asthma and it could have been worse. So
Yeah.
cheers to good health.
Cheers to good health and good hair, because your hair looks really beautiful.
Thank you. Well, I went to go get it done today. It was way overdue. I don't do well with decisions. And I had, like, as you guys know by now already, I'm like very indecisive. And I had a few options. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to do nothing because that's what I do when I have options. So finally today I was like, okay, let me just get grays done because I am getting grays. You know, I don't really want to get into that, but yeah. So I was like, let's get them out of here. So I did. I went, I got my hair done. So thank you.
It looks good. It looks good. And when you do stuff for yourself, it's always a positive and it always feels like,
Yeah, it's long overdue and we always wait till last minute. So
well, even me, like after a week of being down today, I like cleaned up the beard and I did all the trimming and I did clean my hands and I was like, ooh, I'm brand new again. I got to go get a massage next. That's what's next. So
oh yeah, for sure.
So there's obviously lots going on in our world. So let's get right into a little bit of fun stuff to kick it off. Did you hear what today is, everybody? We are talking about National Strawberry Shortcake Day. So I hope you guys stopped by the store and got your goodies, because Pookie wanted to celebrate this, and I think it's awesome.
I mean, it's strawberries, it's whipped cream, it's panela, pound cake, any type of, flaky substance, carb will work. The what?
Carbs.
Carbs, yeah. So, yeah, fun fact, the dessert began around 1847 in the United States, but it's not really recorded prior to that. So they don't know if it really originated around that time or that was just the first time that it was documented. And it was in a recipe book, and it was referred to as a strawberry cake. However, the strawberry cake is very familiar, has very similar ingredients to strawberry shortcake. So, without further ado,
I hope you guys are doing the same.
because we didn't learn our lesson the first time about trying to do this stuff on camera.
Why is yours blue?
So,
what does that mean?
It's extra creamy. Because, I go to the gym now. So instead of getting light stuff, I'm like, well, I'm burning the calories. I can
Wait, let me see how much you put on it so I don't expose how much I actually want to put on it.
Okay, wait. Let me make sure. So, yes, it's pound cake and then some strawberries that have been coated with sugar and it's been caramelized again because I'm going to the gym. And then I'm just... How cute is that? I really hope you guys are joining in on this because it's so cute.
Is this how much normal people put on their plate? Is this a normal amount of whipped cream?
That's fine. I put more than you, I think. I'm going to take a quick picture of this because it's very cute and I don't want to not take a picture.
So if you are at home, if you guys are at home and you're joining us doing this, take your pictures now and send them in to us. I wasn't ready. Hold on. I wasn't ready.
It's okay. So we're doing this. I'm just diving in because, why not? Oh my God, this is so good. And it's so easy. Guys, I kid you not. This is like a perfect little dessert, if you're having somebody come over and you're like, I don't, I'm not a baker, I don't really cook, I don't know what to do. Give
I don't
them
know.
this and some cafecito and you're good.
I feel like on this show, I don't think that was the initial plan, but I've learned so many things already in the last couple of weeks. I've learned desserts. I've learned how to be a barista at the bar. I know how to make special drinks. I don't know. This is good. This is good. So if you guys want the recipe while we take a bite, while Pookie takes her third or fourth bite, hello, give me a chance.
Why are you counting? How awful. This is really good. I can't help it. Normally I take like one little bite, and this time I'm like,
yeah, it is really good. Pookie told me to go to Publix and ask them for la panetera de abuela, and I was like, I don't live in Miami. They're not going to know what that is. And she's like, no, you know what that is.
I did not ask you to ask them. I was telling you, and you wanted me to send you a picture of the panetera saying panetera de abuela, and it doesn't say that. It's just the Entenmann's one.
I didn't know. I mean, I did know, but okay. While we finish taking up bites of this, I'm going to play you guys a video of something that we thought was a little bit crazy and wanted to share it with you guys.
Right now at my Airbnb. These are the pictures from online, like 2 beds, nice view, whatever, in a good location. This is a little better close-up of like the window and the view that we thought we had. I roll up the shades. There's no buildings. We're in a restaurant. Like, let me show you. Okay, I'm turning on the lights so that you guys can see. This is the room, and this is the shade, but I need to shut it off because I'm scared they'll see it. Okay, look at this. That's a restaurant. That's 2 people eating dinner. I don't know. They definitely can't see it.
How insane is this? So listen, this girl goes to New York, right? And she goes on the Airbnb website and she finds this super cute Airbnb, room or whatever. And she's literally showing the pictures of what was advertised, and she walks in and everything is exactly the same. She's super hyped up. She goes to open her window to take a look at, New York, and she's in somebody's booth, like in somebody's table, like she's people just like eating next to her. I thought that was a crazy story because si a mí me pasa eso, I would die. I don't even know what I would do. First of all,
I would have knocked on it. Would have been like,
what are you supposed to do? So she was then given a refund, and the Airbnb was like, oh my God, thank you for reporting this, whatever, the actual company. But what the hell? I just thought it was so funny because I'm like, and then I think, can you imagine you're sitting there enjoying your dinner and all of a sudden somebody raises the light and they're like, hi.
Well, I think she mentioned in another video or another clip that it apparently seems like it's a double-sided mirror or a one-sided mirror where the people in the restaurant obviously can't see into the room, but that's so crazy.
I thought it was awful. I felt awful for her, but it was a funny story to share.
Patty said she would have knocked on it too. especially once I realized they can't see me. Oh yeah, we would have been messing with them. They would have thought there was rats in the wall. Like, yeah, we would have had a good time.
Awful, funny, but it was, not cute if it would have happened to us. Obviously, I would have been like, what?
Listen, if something like that had happened to me, I would have been like, yeah, I believe it. It's my life. Like, # my life. I used to always say like only in my life because, things happen and it's crazy.
Yeah.
In other crazy news, but in a good way, we have news on an NFL Carolina Panthers, the first trans cheerleader, 29-year-old Justine Lindsay, which is so cool.
Woo! That is amazing. And I absolutely love what the director said. So bear with me because she has a very difficult name to pronounce. Chandelay Lanouette, which is the Top Hats director. I had to say it with like an accent of some sort to try to say it right. She said that Lindsay had noted that on her application that she was a transgender, but that her talent and not her history making is what landed her on the squad. And then she proceeded to say, which this is what I absolutely love, My goal is to create a team of individuals that are absolute fire on the field, but are incredible human beings in the locker room, good friends and good people. And I swear, I read that and I get chills because what a beautiful message. Like, listen, yeah, you can kick ass in the field, but if you're going to be a nasty person and you're not going to be positive and you're not going to be a good team player, get out of here.
Get out of here.
I don't want it.
We don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't need it. Get out.
Give me a refund.
Yeah, I love that. So congrats and to Steen. And I'm super excited for the team. And I, again, love when people have that awesome, like good-hearted, good person mentality. So
yeah, I thought it was really awesome, of course, especially just to hear something like that during Pride Month, like just makes it so much even more special. But I love the whole purpose of the article talking about like what matters is the person, the quality, the heart. Like, I love.
It's a really good read. It's not a long article, guys, but we'll link it. It's a really good read just because you get that perspective of, you know, people that are in the athletic world. Sometimes it's a very male dominated type of sport. You know, hello, it's football. So it's really, really nice to hear stories like this. So we applaud the team.
Good job. And in things that we maybe don't applaud because this world is freaking nuts, and I have to talk about sometimes the things that are nuts in our world. If you haven't heard the news,
my face. We have to put the depressing things first. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, we're going to go up and down today. It's okay. So if you haven't heard the news, there's bills popping up all over, of course, including Florida, because why would we not? Here is an example of one of the bills. Obviously, I'm not going to read you this bill, but essentially the bill is concerning banning drag shows to minors. Now, to be clear, I have read some of these bills and they are titled banning drag sex shows. I don't know what that is because I've never been to a drag sex show. So I don't know why sexualization and drag are being tied together, number one. Number two, they are literally not just saying like banning. Like banning is one level. Like, okay, we don't want kids at drag shows. Let's just say that makes sense. In my world, it doesn't because it's absurd to care about something so stupid. They want to make it a felony. A felony. Let's be clear. I wrote a list of felonies in case you were not informed of what a felony is. Things that are felonies in our world are things like murder, rape, arson, grand theft, kidnapping. Those things are going to be in the same bucket as somebody sitting in an audience watching a man in a dress and a wig singing his mouth and lip syncing to Katy Perry. So I just have to say, with everything going on in our world, that the fact that anybody would think that this needs to be the focus, I mean, I don't think it ever needs to be the focus, but with everything going on right now, the fact that, and during Pride Month, which I don't think is a coincidence, we think that we need to go after literally the parents of a child that go to a drag show are now going to be charged with a felony. So I don't think it'll ever pass, and I hope it won't, but you go.
Here are my thoughts. Yeah, let me chime in because you're never going to stop talking about this. Okay, so here are my thoughts of this situation. Number one, if the child is a minor, it shouldn't be any different than when you take a child to a rated R movie where it's like anybody that's under a certain age has to be accompanied by an adult, which means that is the adult's responsibility. If an adult, if a family member, if a parental guide, what is you call guardian, whatever the hell you are, if you feel it and you see it fit to take your child to a show, whichever kind of show that is, then they should, that's not the government's issue. That's not something that, you know what I mean? It's absurd. I agree that with everything that's going on in the world, there's so many bigger things to worry about. And if they would put their energy, their money, and their time into protecting children from things that really matter, like getting shot up in school and not worried about having them go to a show, then, you know, our world would be a much different place.
I agree.
With that said,
yeah, I think it's crazy. I love the comment, you know, if minors can't attend drag shows, they also can't go to Hooters. Yeah, sure. Or the circus or Lion King, because, you know, it's people with paint on their face. So it's crazy. Guys, try to stay positive out there because it's a crazy world. So enjoy a cocktail and do your best to focus on the good things in life because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. And I do want to say this. I think there's always been a lot of crazy things out there. I think we know this. We're tied into every update. When I shared this with a friend, because I was outraged, because you guys know I love drag queens, their response was, there's probably hundreds of bills like this all the time that you've never heard of because you're not watching the bills pop up. This one got wind and now you're looking at it. So it's not that it's any less crappy. It's just we got to protect our bubble and protect what we allow into our filter. So moving on to happier things.
Just really quick on that last note, that last statement that you made, you know, people confuse protecting your energy and protecting your mind and protecting your circle and everything that includes with ignorance. You know, they think, oh, you're ignorant. You don't want to educate yourself. You don't want to know what's going on in the world. No, that's not the case. I choose to be positive and I choose to protect myself because I can only control myself. I can't control anything else. And I can read things and I can have an opinion and I can be upset about it and I can do what I can to change it, you know, the way that I can. And that's by being positive and being, you know, being that light that the world needs because it is so dark right now and it's really scary. So I do agree with that. Protecting yourself doesn't mean you're being ignorant.
Yeah, and it's not delusion. It's not living in a fake happy universe. It's choices. It's choices on what we want to sit and read. So moving on to happier things, because we're going to do an up and down all day today. I really, really wanted to take a quick second and shout out this really cool group of people called the Darlings. And they're a group of Disney friends that are getting together and doing fun things. And I'm going to join them. I'm going to find a way to, they already know. I'm not surprised them. I'm like, I'm going to find a way to hang out with you guys. I got to do this. And take a look at what they did this past week. They went around Disney and they went to all of the icon spots and they all dressed up in their families. There was no dress code. It was come as you are. And then every time they were in front of the icon, they did all 4 parks, I think, in one day, if not 1 week. I think it was 1 day because they're all in the same outfit. So that makes sense. But they're so cute. Look at this. Look at this. So that's at Epcot. Oh my God. I love it so much. I love it. Love it. Love it. Cute. They're adorable. So they're called D3 Darlings and they go by the Darlings. And so anybody who loves Disney like them, look, this is at Hollywood Studios. I love them so much.
So cute. Look at the umbrellas. How cute.
I love it. I love it. It's fun. It's bright. And I heard people in the comments saying, oh, we saw you when we were walking out. You guys looked amazing. It was really fun for them. And look, I love this one so much because I think all the green behind them is beautiful. It's so cool. Aww. It's so cool. And so I just think you guys are the coolest kids in town. And I love what you did. And I think that you brought more joy to people than you know. And I think it's super fun.
Absolutely.
And, I want to join you
on another adventure. That's so awesome. I think it's just, and that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about, being the light and being positive and making the best out of what we have. And people that do these kind of things, I mean, think about it. You're walking around in Disney, you're already having a good time. And then you see this and you're like, oh my God, how cute. Like, that's awesome, you know?
Yeah, it brought joy to my heart for so many reasons. Obviously, I love the rainbow. I love the fun. But I love that you guys are uniting people to just do something fun. Because a lot of times people don't know, like, how do I connect with people? And we've talked about it on previous shows. Like, where do I make friends? And how do I? This is awesome. So high five, you guys. And I hope to join you out there one day on another picture adventure or just to go to the park and ride some rides. So we'll definitely make that happen. So back to more crazy because we're going up and down today. Hey, Pookie, what you been watching lately?
We're bipolar. Okay, so let's talk about candy.
Yeah,
which was not so sweet. If you guys have not watched Candy, it's a short series. It's about 5 episodes. I want to say 5 or 5, it's right? 5. Is it 5?
Yep.
It's 5 episodes and it is so twisted and it's so good, and the actors and actresses absolutely kill it. Like Jessica Biel was absolutely amazing. She's just so versatile in her acting, and I love seeing her do different things that showcase, what a great actress she is. It was great. What did you think about it?
Like, I think she's so pretty, and then not so much in this
So
show. She
ugly
looks
at
so
the same time.
so creepy.
We
She
show
was
the
very, very
transformation.
creepy.
So good.
Yeah.
But it's not only, but that's what I mean about her being able to be such a wonderful actress. It's not just like the physical change. She literally like just conforms herself to the character she's playing to where she looks like them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so here's some of the pictures of the person that she was. Yeah. Yeah, she looked like her. She did.
Yeah, they did a great job in makeup and hair, and shout out to everybody behind the scenes of of productions, because I mean, guys, you have to watch it. It's like this, it's a twisted story. It's based on a true story, might I add, that happened in the 80s in a suburban where was it? I don't remember where it was.
I don't either.
Was it Texas?
I don't either. I watched it during my COVID fevers. So, I mean, I watched it, but
Well, I saw
remember.
it like a couple months ago. So I don't remember where it was actually, where it took place, but it is based on a real story. I think you guys should watch it. If you want to watch something, but you don't want to get into a super long series, it's 5 episodes and you'll love it. It's creepy and it's good.
Yeah. Just so you know, Pookie, just word from the booth. You're breaking up a little bit in and out. I don't know why, but we'll just keep it going. Just letting you know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm so sorry, guys. I am literally.
I don't know if you want to try one of the other things, because I know we have options if you want to click to a different one. I don't know. But it's okay. So yeah, Candy was a crazy story. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you haven't checked it out, it's a Hulu. I think it's a Hulu original, but it was a really cool show. I mean, it's pretty dark, but 5 episodes. It's better to watch 5 episodes of something dark than it is to watch, like 5 seasons of like Ozark. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. But yeah. So, and so I wanted to take a quick moment and under what you're watching and say that this weekend was the Tonys, and I gotta tell you, it was my favorite Tonys probably in history, but it was exquisite. It was everything I ever could have hoped for and more from somebody who loves Broadway. Adriana DeBose was hosting, and she is the one who just won the Oscar as the first openly out queer Black Latina. Hugh Jackman performed, who I just love Hugh Jackman and everything he does. And the first trans woman was nominated. They didn't win because Patti LuPone won. Patti LuPone, who is an icon and a legend, won from doing Company. Company's a show from the 70s who was an all-man's play, and they revivaled it as an all-woman's cast. She wanted to gender flip it in this era. So good, so good. And then Prince and Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's kids, they announced the guy who's doing Michael Jackson on Broadway, and he won Best Actor for Michael Jackson. Amazing. And then the moment that I just lost my mind with was the performance in called Let It Burn from Paradise Square. I'm so sorry I don't have her name written down. It is one of the girls that was in The Color Purple before, and she was handed her award for Best Actress by 2 other girls who were also in The Color Purple with her before. It was just exquisite. And the highlight of my night, and probably not for a lot of people, but I was so excited to celebrate the one and only Jennifer Hudson, because Jennifer Hudson was a producer, a co-producer with RuPaul, actually, of all people. I had no idea, on the Broadway show that won Best Picture or Best Show, which means she has a Tony now, and means she's now one of the 17 people, she's the 17th person to have won an EGOT, an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. That's so amazing! Like,
well,
that was the fastest recap I could do on the Tonys.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did not watch it. It's not something that we're gonna review or whatever, so
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it. I was running around doing 100 other things. But I'm super happy for Jennifer Hudson. We love her. She's super talented. She's well deserving of the awards that she has received. So yay for all of the winners and all of the nominees and everything, all that good jazz and all the wonderful performances.
And I just
so
want to tell you this because we're really big right now about people who like envision their future. About 2 years ago, she was saying, and she was joking, she goes, I got a dog and I named it Oscar, and then I won my Oscar, so I bought a dog and I named him Grammy. So I got a Grammy right after that. She goes, I guess I should get more dogs and call them Emmy and Tony. And then she's like, oh my God, I got my Emmy and my Tony. So just a really good thing about the power of the tongue and envisioning. It was super cute.
Oh, we love her. She's so talented, so well deserved.
And just a reminder, she lost American Idol. She was, I think, 5th on her season. And so who cares? Nuts to you if you lose a show like American Idol. You could still go on to be an EGOT winner.
Well, no, you know what's funny? I was thinking that with the 29-year-old cheerleader. Think about this, people. 29 years old, you're almost 30, and you just got accepted to be an NFL cheerleader. Most people in their 30s think that it's too late for them. So I love that she was 29 because it gives that layer of confidence. It is never too late to pursue your dream.
Yeah, and I think we've been having a lot of those stories lately, like where we've been echoing that. We really are feeling that message.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna try a different connection. So if I shut off, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I'm gonna give this a try.
No problem. So just to let you guys know, Kelly is still, of course, my main girl, but she's currently on summer vacation. So Kelly, enjoy your summer break. And when Kelly's back live on television in her new season, we will definitely go forward and cover her show like we had started to do. I will also celebrate Kelly real quick. Her EP that she launched last week, of course, debuted at #1. So super excited to celebrate my girl and in all things Kelly winning Me Gusta.
Yes, and have a wonderful vacation, honey. You deserve it. Go enjoy your children.
Yes.
Okay,
so we've got some celebrity. This is just really funny stuff more than anything, but you wanted to share a little bit about what you read about Jessica Biel?
Yeah, so actually, because we were talking about Candy, obviously, I wanted to say something that I heard about her that I thought was pretty funny. So she says that we're talking about pet peeves, and she said she was asked, what is something that you do that Justin doesn't like, a pet peeve of his or this and that or whatever. And she goes, well, I actually eat and drink coffee and stuff in the shower and in my tub. And she says that Justin hates it, that he's like, why do you have to eat in there? And not only did I think it was super funny and random, and I'm like, that's such a funny place to be like, I'm hungry or I'm thirsty or you know what I mean? Like normally when you're taking a shower, that's not what you're thinking about. But just the honesty of it was so funny to me, where she was so honest. She's like, yeah, I do this really weird thing. I eat in my shower and my husband hates it. And
I've never eaten in my shower. I wouldn't want to. But okay.
Yeah.
There's that.
Just, yeah, not a place that I would think.
And then there was also the other co-star, Melanie Linsky from the show.
Yes. I love her.
Let me share her video, or you want to set it up
her? Well, what? Say again?
I said, you want me to play her video first, or you want to talk about it first?
Well, I was just going to say really quick. I fell in love with her in Sweet Home Alabama. So I don't know if you remember her in that movie or if you've seen that movie as many times as I have, but I love her because she's Mel's best friend from childhood, and she's the one with all the kids and the one that has the baby in the bar.
Yeah.
And she says that, Jacqueline Smith knows what she's doing. And she's talking about Kmart's designer, Jacqueline Smith. So anyways, I love her. I think she's a great actress. I've seen her in plenty of other things, but I love her in that movie. And yeah, she did something spectacular that I really think is worth sharing.
So here's that clip.
Person I think I have to thank, and then I'm finished, is my nanny, Sally. I love her. She's an absolute angel. She's with my child. I know my child is safe and taken care of, and she allows me to go and do my work, and she's just, thank you, Sally. I love you so much. Thank you.
That was adorable.
So much. I loved how, it was just such a humble moment for her to be like, you know what? I cannot do my job without knowing my kids are safe and my kids are well taken care of. And I think all mothers can relate to that at such a level, because that's our number one priority, is our family.
Yeah.
So for her to thank her nanny and to be like, oh my God, I love you. Thank you so much. I thought it was just so awesome and so sweet of her.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if she's not knowing her kids are okay, then she can't do the things she wants to do, obviously. So it's super important.
Yeah, like who wants to go to work and not be at ease that your child is well taken care of? So I loved it. I felt that was worthy of sharing, because I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. And then, of course, in a little bit more of celebrity news, we also had some recent discoveries about Miss Neve Campbell, who, of course, is the main star from the Scream franchise. There was recently, this article came out because the last Scream that came out, I don't know if you guys watched it, but I loved it. I love the original Scream. And then, the ones after were just for fun. So this one was probably the best one since the original. Anywho, they're going to do another one because it was a huge blockbuster. And then she just released this information saying that, it's been a difficult decision to move on. But she's not going to stay with the franchise after 25 years of being the face of it. And she did mention, that it had something to do with the fact that she worked so hard and that she didn't feel that she was offered what equated her value that she brought to the franchise. So, I'm bummed to hear it, because if anything, I wanted him to kill her. Like that's how she was supposed to exit the franchise. So
awful.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not gonna do it, then he needs to. I still think they should. They should find a way to make it the back of her head, and then he kills her. Don't just she disappeared and forget about her. I don't know. But anyways, as a woman, as an actress, the fact that she's not getting paid what she's due, shocker, 2022, and we're still dealing with life as we know it. And it's a bummer, because whatever she asked for, honestly, I think she should get it, because she's the face of the franchise. So, yeah.
Well, I have mixed feelings about that. I like to have a little bit more facts and information. Like, what are you asking for? What were your demands? And the only reason why is because, when we make these type of comments as women, look what just happened with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. You know what I mean? This is a very, very important time for women. What?
I hate her name, Amber Heard. Go on.
Oh, I thought you were like, that's not her name. I'm like, what? What?
I've been saying it wrong for months.
That's something that I would totally do. So I'm like, oh shit, what did I call her? But I feel like it's such an important time for women to not only make statements, but have the backing of the statement that you're making. Because if we're going to make noise, then we need to make sure that they have power, that they have the right, backing up of it. So again, she may be completely correct and it's wrong and whatever, but I don't like to make any type of comment or be on any side of the bandwagon unless I actually can say oh my God, really? They're paying her that and the other actor something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, unfortunately, you do get people that are entitled and you do get people that are just, not. So who knows? It sucks because it's a wonderful franchise and she is the face of it. I'm sure a lot of the fans are super upset about it.
It's not your thing, right?
I've seen them. I'm not into
the new one that from last year. You didn't watch it, right?
No.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah. I just saw it.
Yeah,
I saw everything.
I'm not into gruesome movies. When they get
I
gruesome,
saw
I'm like,
everything on
oh.
COVID. There's nothing I haven't seen.
So moving on.
In happy news, we have some very happy news. We
Is
had a
it
wedding. Miss Britney Spears is married. Oh,
Yes,
my
she
marriage.
is.
She sure did. And I will tell you, when I heard she was getting married, I thought like, oh, okay, she ran off and got married. And then I'm like, holy, what? She had like a whole wedding. I mean, obviously, when you have that much money, you snap your fingers and things get done. But everything from the custom Versace dress that she had, of course, because why wouldn't she? And yeah, we just have some pictures to share. I just wanted to celebrate Britney. This is apparently what she wanted for her happy ending, and I'm happy for her. Are you there? Are you frozen?
I'm here.
Oh.
Yay, Britney.
Yeah.
Listen, I have mixed feelings about the whole thing. I don't even know.
I definitely do too.
No, sir. You wanted to celebrate, so that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna scroll and you're gonna celebrate.
I don't got facts.
Listen here. No, scroll the pictures. That's your job. Yeah, you spoke and you celebrated. Yay, Britney.
I do have to tell you, that choker, I was like, of course, 90s Britney. Of course, we're wearing a choker.
Okay, so first of all, I don't know how I feel about the guy. I don't know that he has her best interest. Hopefully for her, he does, because everyone deserves someone that loves you and that has your back and that wants the best for you. But he allows her. I don't know. Like, I don't think that it's you know what I mean? Like, it's like at some point, it's like, hey, baby, come here, let's talk. I love you, but can we? So yeah, are you going to show any of the other pictures or no?
Yes.
Okay. So can you do that? Yeah, go. So anyway, aside from, see, this is what I mean.
Guy without talking about Madonna. That's like she needs a moment.
Okay, but this is part of what I'm talking about as far as the guy that she's with, where it's like, she needs to keep it together.
But this is the thing. I completely agree with you. I just didn't know that's what we were going to talk about. I let the record show. I think this whole thing is crazy. I'm just like,
well, that is not what you said.
No, because what I said was, I'm glad you got what I guess you wanted. I mean, I don't have facts. I think,
of course, yay, Britney. We wish her all the best. Nothing but love, nothing but good things. Hopefully this is her happily ever after. Everyone deserves to be happy. Of course, she deserves all the love and the happiness in the world.
I was so surprised that Drew Barrymore was there and Selena Gomez. It seems so random.
Yeah.
It just, yeah.
And Paris Hilton seems more random than any of them.
No, not to me, because Paris used to hang out with her, and I feel like Paris doesn't have anything else to do but be at the hottest thing. She was invited to do something else. I don't remember what it was, and she was like, oh, can't, Britney. That was my Paris in imitation. I think Drew Barrymore just doesn't seem like that's who she hangs out with. I was like, okay, but yeah. So that's Britney news. So congratulations.
And I will say this, not to be mean, because I don't like to be mean. I like to be positive, and I liked the dress. I don't think she did that dress justice. I don't know. I feel like they could have done her up a little bit better for her wedding.
I mean, I don't think she looked like she had makeup on. I was confused about all of that.
I just feel like, why do you look like you're not put together? But yeah, again, she had a wonderful time. She hoping but nothing but the best for her. So
yeah, of course. And that's what I meant. We wish her that. I want to tell you guys real quickly one last celebrity moment. There's a really beautiful video on YouTube. I wasn't able to get you guys a clip, but if you can, go watch it. I'll put the link in the bio. David Archuleta was recently at the Love Loud concert, and they played a clip of him previously at the Love Loud concert, and he got very emotional. He talked very transparently about him coming out, coming to terms with himself, He said, you know, I'm 30 years old when I came out, and I've spent my entire life trying to change who I was, having to find a way to try to just be. That's not David Archuleta. That's David Archuleta. You know, spending my whole life trying to be okay with myself. And he said in a very heartfelt, tearful moment, he goes, there was moments where I thought, if I can't fix this, if I can't be better, then maybe it's just better if I'm not here. And he said, and I know there's other people here that feel that way. And I will say that since I came out, I feel all the love. I feel so much love. I feel that I'm not alone in how I feel, and so on and so forth. It's a rather long moment. I think about 8 minutes of him talking, and he just couldn't stop gushing. And it was just really real. And he has struggled with his faith, being part of the stop sign to his journey. He says he almost got married 3 times. So he's like, I tried to do against this. I tried to not be this. And now he's happy with who he is. But when he saw the video, he said, I didn't realize I was going to be seeing a video and of this is the first time I'm on stage after accepting myself. So, you know, it goes right into talking about, you know, what's on my mind. But I hope you guys will watch that video, because I thought it was a very real sharing of that situation.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Not only to be able to say it out loud, but to actually feel that, you know, to feel that you are finally okay with who you are, and that you are proud of who you are, and that no matter what you've done in your journey, who you are is always going to come. It's going to come back, and it's going to surface, because that is who you were meant to be.
Yeah.
So super awesome. So speaking about who you are meant to be, you know, we touched base a little bit last week about your experience, you know, your childhood, your coming out, all of that. And one of the questions that I want to ask you, and maybe you can tie it into your story at some point, but I did want to ask you this. Why is Pride Month so important? What does it even mean? And, you know, from the LGBT perspective, and I'm sorry for not adding all of the other letters that go along with that. But,
LGBT plus.
Yeah. You know, I really want to, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer this for everyone, because I think everyone's answer is going to be a little different. What I will say is, when you have something like Pride Month, the biggest reason we have it is because we feel like we are not allowed and able, and for a long time, even legally and in the history of our world, we weren't allowed to be. Pride Month happened because of a rebellion, essentially, you know, trans and drag. And I don't have the names, unfortunately. I didn't prepare to tell a history story, but I want you to know they rioted against police because they were literally going into gay bars, arresting people just because they were existing in gay spaces. They weren't doing anything or harming anyone, and they were just not allowed to exist. And that is how Pride began, because the Stonewall riots came to be like, we're not going anywhere. We are here and we exist and we are part of this world. I think for a lot of people, it will always stand for a outward celebration of who you are in all of that capacity. And that is why it's so loud and colorful and festive and in your face. And it has a lot to do with, you feel like most of the time you're told to be less than, to shut it down, to be more normal, to quiet it, to box it. And on that month celebration parade moment, you're like, all of you, whatever that may be for each person. And so for me, it's that. It's a remembering of what people went through so that we could, you know, be here. It's a remembering that we didn't have the right to have gay marriage just a few years back. Like, it wasn't like it's been a lifetime, you know, and for a younger me, that was the least of my concerns. A younger me, I was like, oh, whatever, it's a piece of paper. Look at my life now. Like, it would be devastating if the law was against my marriage, right? So, you know, as you grow and evolve and life circumstances around you change, I think it means different things. You know, for me, there's nothing that I would love more during Pride than to get together with the ones I love and go to drag brunch. It used to be, let's party and dance the night away. I'm too tired to dance the night away.
Yeah.
You know, so you
I think you're
decide
right
how you
about
want
that,
to
though. I think
celebrate
it does. I think it does evolve, and
Totally.
there's stages in everybody's life. So
Yeah.
obviously, where you're at and whatever stage you're in, that's how you celebrate things, and that's what your priorities look different. And you tend to join different events from a different perspective. So I
Sure.
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize, I mentioned it in the title of today's video, what I kind of refer to as like the in the closet trauma. I think that a lot of people see this coming out as a performance method, as like, why is that even important? And I think what we have to like really set the conversation on is like, even if your parents accepted you, best case scenario, your parents love you, they accept you, you spent time, typically most people that I know spent time, years, hiding who they were, suffocating who they were, changing how they presented, changing how they showed up into a room, handling their mannerisms differently, overthinking every step of their day, of how they spoke, of the rhythms of their speech, of their mannerisms, of how do you walk into a room? How do you literally physically walk? Are you walking manly enough? Are you walking too manly if you're a woman? There's so many layers to this. And what I don't think a lot of people realize is that what that does to you is you spent years in that cloud of suffocation that you then spend, I feel, about another 10 years ripping away. So you're 18 and now you're free, right? And you let all that go and you start to strip away and people start to tell you you're on this discovery to find who you are. I feel like all you're doing is taking away all the years of noise and bullshit that you allowed to suffocate who you were, to just come right back to who you were already, but you weren't allowed to just be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I would like to share this last message. It gives such a crazy perspective, because like I read that, and that to me, it's like, to think that there's people that didn't get to live their authentic life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of those things that, yeah, yes, loud and proud for those who
Yeah.
cannot be, or those who died scared of being able to be themselves. Like that's a very deep message, because
Yeah.
we don't think of it that way,
Yeah.
for like our generation and generations that are coming up behind us. Even though there's so many challenges and that may never change, or not in our lifetime, it has evolved and it has changed,
It
and there's
has,
a lot more acceptance and love for it,
for sure.
from like previous generations that they never
I say it all
got
the
to
time.
talk about
I
it.
say all the time, like, I think about my life, like from childhood to now being in my mid 30s. And then I think like, oh my God, carajo, like if you were, let's say your 60s, like how crazy to think of their childhood, and then 80s, like, cause every 10, 15, 20 years it changes. But I wanted you to just like make a quick point. Remember when I moved out from high school and I was able to be all the gay that I could be, how we had a moment where it was the only moment, I believe, in the history of our friendship that we had a disalignment. You remember?
Yeah.
And
It was really hard for me, because, well, when you're on the outside and you're just observing and you're just supporting and you're loving someone through whatever it is that they need to go through, there's only so much that you can do. You're just on the sidelines, you're just there. So when the person you love is essentially changing in front of you, and not changing physically, and not changing um in any real way that anyone else would notice, but for me, I saw all the changes in you, and I didn't necessarily think they were positive changes. And it wasn't about you being a part of your LGBT community or you coming into who you were. It was a matter of even things where I felt where we aligned, even in moralities, or family, the way that we were as a family,
it's who we were.
It no longer, there was a shift in you where I didn't recognize who you were anymore. And it was scary for me.
And that's it. And that moment where you don't recognize me while I'm discovering who I am, only to circle back to who I was before that blurry moment, that's the whole point. Because after that moment, after the rebellion and after all the craziness that I went through in my life, I came back center to who I was before all that nonsense. It was like a blip. And then it's like, oh, here he is. This is the person that he was before. The difference is, where you were in my life, you knew who I was before because you weren't ever in the judgmental side. But because I was in the midst of it, I had to go find myself, which was really just take away all the noise. And I just really wanted to share a little bit of that story with people, and anybody watching this. You know, I shared it on the title. I've said it before. It's a phrase that gets thrown around, but I really do mean it. It does get better. It is very hard. The world tells you to go in 100 different ways. I was told to do everything. And if it meant people were going to applaud me and accept me and make me feel validated and important and loved, I would do it. I went through anorexia. I used drugs. I was partying like nonstop. I wasn't good to my body, to myself. You know, there was a lot of bad things. I don't regret any of it because I do think that life's a journey and it does take you where you need to go. But looking back, I really do think about it as people would say, like, oh, but your parents, oh, they accepted you. Like, why? And it's because they're worried about what's the answer. But take away the answer and worry about 10 years of having a question. And that's why you have a coming out moment. That's why we have so much pain involved in the LGBT plus culture, because so many people have that. And we're not even talking about if your parents didn't accept you. And so, you know, I wanted to share that. You know, I think it's important, and I hope somebody hears this and, you know, they feel seen and heard today. They feel like, I get that. I needed to hear that story.
And also as a family perspective and as a friend perspective, don't give up on the people that you love. Don't lose faith on the people that you love. Be with them through their journey and understand that everybody's journey looks different. And none of us are perfect. And they will eventually realize that the people that have loved them and have been there with them from day one are the only ones that matter. So that approval, that craziness, that whatever it is that they're going through, they will come back full circle. And at the end of the day, I am someone that I don't know how to love halfway. I either love or I don't love. And when I give my love to someone, I give it to them and it stays, you know, and even if it looks different.
Thank you for loving that way, because I think a lot of times it gets judged incorrectly in society. And if you loved at a lesser level, you would have cut me off. You know, I'm so glad that you love that way, because you were able to say, okay, we're on a bumpy path. We'll get through this because I know who he is. I know his heart and he's worth it. And I think we need more people to love that way, not just love for the moment or for what you can offer me. So thank you for being who you are in my story. And thank you, Anna. I love you for all that you are as well. Anna's one of the ones who've been there since the beginning as well. And real quickly, because every week, you know, we want to shine a light on something. I do want to make sure that you guys know when we're talking about being able to be yourself and being able to self-expression, there are organizations out there like the GLSEN. They're right now, of course, you know, Glisten with Pride, but it's Glisten. And I want to let you guys know that this amazing organization has been around since 1990. They coordinate a network right now of 43 chapters in 30 states across the nation. And I want you to know that after 25 years, their network is more than 1.5 million strong, with over 500,000 resources that are downloaded by students and educators each year. Their goal is to make sure that there is a safe place for LGBTQ plus students, that they're able to learn and grow in a school environment free from bullying and harassment. So it makes me emotional. It's a beautiful cause. And I'm going to tell you something that I'm so grateful for our show, because something stupid like I'm learning to make drinks and I now know how to make a couple desserts that I didn't know how to make before. I'm also really encouraged today because when I was looking this up, it said volunteer with your local chapter. And I'm like, I want to do something and I don't volunteer with anything. And I'm really excited to get some more information. I put this website also in the bio. So if you're interested and this is near you, then please look up how you can volunteer as well. If it's not near you, that's okay. There's a lot of other ways you can get involved. But I will let you guys know if I find out some info, because I'm interested to see how I can maybe get involved, because I'm passionate about this. I think we need voices that matter, that have been there, for students to know not only do we want them to be okay, but we've been there and we got through it. That's important, so that they know it's not coming from somebody just because they're the teacher, but just because, hey, I lived that life and I'm okay. So I'm really excited to see what can come from that.
Love that.
And then I just wanted to end with letting you know that if you are a Disney enthusiast, if you didn't know, I love Disney. So if I've got some Disney news, I'm going to sprinkle it in there. Disney has a complete Pride selection, as they have for the last few years, and they are giving back their proceeds from this collection to the GLSEN. So if you don't know how to give back and you're like, I don't even know what to do, just go buy some cute merch. I mean, that's the cutest freaking pins. I want all of them. I'm buying them. I'm going this weekend. I have to have them. And so
That
they
is
have
so
signs
cute.
everywhere that say belong, believe, be proud. And they mention that they give back. And I will tell you, they're not just giving back to the GLSEN. They're giving back to other organizations as well. So thank you, Disney, for righting some of the chaos from this year and giving back to some organizations. So that's the best
I
part.
love that. That's awesome.
That's
And I
my
love that
part.
you want to get involved. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It is
So,
time.
It is
So-
time. Oh, we've got some comments. I love comments. Love you both for being you,
Aw.
for loving us. Oh, love you. Mwah. Of course we love you. Thank you for
Yes,
the
we do.
hearts. Thank you.
Hi, Mixie. Oh my God. Hi.
Get me some. Yeah.
Get me
yeah,
some. Jackie wants merchandise.
Of course she does.
Aw,
Because
well,
that's what
awesome.
this
I'm
show
super
is
excited.
about. How can we get Jackie merchandise?
Yes, that's my whole life story. How can I get Jackie merchandise? Well, that's awesome. So, as we always love to end on a happy note,
Yes.
yes, and end on something positive. I saw this, not that you saw that.
Nope. Okay.
And I love what she says. I mean, not only do we love Ellen, and she's an amazing person, she has such a wonderful heart. I love what this said, because this circles back to our whole entire conversation.
Yeah.
Find out who you are and be that person. That's what your soul was put on this earth to be. Find that truth, live that truth, and everything else will come. And that's awesome, because I didn't even know you were going to talk the way you did about what you did. And it just ties in perfectly. We're just so amazing.
I will tell you guys, it's been crazy because of COVID, like I told you. And so before the show, I was like, oh, I didn't do all my research. And I didn't know I was going to fall into what I fell into. So it wasn't really heavily planned. And I'm so glad I did. I feel like I was led in this moment, that I was able to be open to receiving it. And I really mean it. I'm going to really try to see what I can do, whether it's with them or someone else, and share with you guys, and hopefully encourage you guys to find something that fills your heart, whether it's LGBT or otherwise. Like, it doesn't matter. But, you know, if you can give back.
It's just, it's all about giving out and, you know, standing for something and being a part of something that's bigger. And, you know, I always used to do this with the kids when they were little, or, you know, we would do community things at the church, or I would literally sometimes grab leftover dinners and Tupperwares, and we would drive around and we'd go feed people. And, you know, it's just, you do the little
I
things
love
that
when we used to do the meal packing. Remember? That was always so fun.
The meal packaging for, I mean, for, what was it? Feed my starving children. Like, I've always loved being able to give back. And sometimes it's not about monetary, because if you don't have it, you don't have it. And we're going through really tough times. But just a simple act of kindness, or helping in something like this, where you can volunteer and just give your time, is so important. So good for you. I know you're going to do it. Super exciting.
Yeah. And with that said, it's time to play the damn game.
Play the games. I know the girls are on here just to play the games. We keep you hostage the whole show.
Yeah. So if you guys have been watching us recently, we've enjoyed finding different games. And this was a game created by Pookie's brain today. So take it away, Pookie.
You know what's funny? I'm going to be awful at this game because it's open-ended,
too.
and we know that I'm undecisive and I don't do well open-ended. So I'm going to need all the help I can get. Guys, who's ever logged on, please help me cheat and give me answers on the chat.
I have a question before you play. Are we reading it or singing it?
You have musical stuff?
No, you said songs. No?
I said Disney fill in the blank, but we can do
Mine
whatever.
are
That's
all
fine.
songs.
It's okay. You're a very musical person. Let's do this. So I'm going to do, you want to do 1 and 1?
Go for it.
Okay. So here, my first fill in the blank, fill in the Disney blank. Yes, we are very musical people. Okay. Ready? You want me to act it out so you get it easier?
Oh my God. You said ready and then you froze. I'm like, oh man.
Oh no, am I still frozen? Am I here?
You're good. You're good. Go.
I'm good. Okay. If I gave Punch tuna, I'd be.
I literally have no idea. That's probably from Lilo and Stitch, isn't it?
Yes, you have the right movie.
Of course it is, because it's the movie you love the most and the one that I can never quote. That's not fair.
Okay, hello. If I gave Punch tuna, I'd be
an abomination.
An abomination. All the girls got it. Yay!
So
woo!
I feel so stupid. Mine were guess the Disney song, leaving off
it's okay.
a part of the
sing
song.
To me. Just sing.
No, I'm not going to sing it. One jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only
what I can't afford.
That's everything.
Yay! I got one. Maybe the song one is good for me.
I think you're going to get all of them. Nah.
Let's wait. Let's wait for the other one. Okay. Next. We jumped.
What?
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Shh. We jumped.
I don't know.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay, one more time. Jackie got it. We jumped out a window. That is from Big Hero 6.
You're the
Yay!
worst.
I
literally was like, let me find movies that I know she's really good. No, you went and found the ones that like,
I didn't do it on purpose.
My next question is, welcome to Juan being bitter because I hate losing.
You're not losing yet.
Oh, I'm losing. You think the only people who are the people
who wait, I know it, but who look and think like us or act like us? Look and think like us or look and act like us?
You
I don't
think
remember the exact
only
word.
people who are people are the people
who look. It's Pocahontas.
Who look and
think like you. Yay!
I'm still giving you the point because you were very close. Go.
Good try, Mixie. Or so we need a buzzard.
It's Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm a lady.
I think that's the Aristocrats.
It is. What does she say?
I think she says, girls don't start fights, but they do finish them.
Jackie got it right.
What?
The girls got it right because she says, because I'm a lady, that's why.
This is the worst game ever.
I love it. Woo! Give me more, give me more.
This one longing to be thinner. That one wants
That one wants to wait. This one longing to be thinner. That one wants to get the girl. Do I help them? No. Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Never underestimate the importance of
Never the body language.
Ah! The men up there don't like a lot of blabber.
The think a girl who gossips is a bore.
Do you remember when you used to be like, they come fucking through
They
my
come
window?
fucking through my window.
Calling spells, so please. Yes, Anna, I'm aware, Anna.
Yes, indeed.
It's so much
Oh my
more
God,
fun
I
to sing it.
can't.
Please do yours
This
now.
one. No, this one you're gonna get. I promise you're gonna get this one. I swear to God, you're gonna get it. Ready? There are the usual things.
Nope.
There are the usual things.
Oh, flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep.
Promises you don't intend to keep.
That's a good one. I
You
love
got
that one.
one.
Thank God, 1 point. Jesus Christ. Flowers, chocolates,
That's from
promises
Beauty
you don't
and the
intend to keep.
Beast. I love that part. He said,
I love the
"There's
way he said
usual
chocolates.
flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep."
It's a brilliant
So
line.
funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a brilliant
go.
line. See the line where the sky meets the sea? It calls me.
Did you say the whole thing?
Yep. And then you have to say the rest.
Oh, I'm like, that is the part I know.
See the line where the sky meets the sea? It calls me.
It calls me. What else comes after that?
The next word.
Oh, and no one knows how far I'll go. That part? There, yeah, look. Sammy got it. Yay!
I'm 100% sure. I'm going to my phone. I swear you said songs.
I
Oh,
cannot deal with you.
You're a cheater.
It's Disney. Fill in the blank.
You never said songs.
Thank God. Yes, thank God. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You'll get this one too. I just don't see how a world that makes such
Wonderful things could be
bad. I'll give it to you.
Wait, and then you're gonna die because my card is I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's it and what's it.
Wait,
galore.
it was frozen. Say that again. My card is.
And then my card is I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got
who's it and what's it.
galore.
No, you want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Uh-huh.
That's it for me.
That's it for me too.
So we did pretty good. Did I win?
Oh, yes. Yes. Everybody loved it. Everybody knows the words.
I love it. Yes.
Guys, so I wanted to play this game where a wheel would come up on the screen and it would go random and it would land on a word, kind of like Pitch Perfect, and you'd have to sing a song with that word.
Okay.
So if you guys think that will be a fun game, I think Pookie's just going to stare at the screen the whole time.
So you really just want to play it because you want to win?
No, I really want you to play it and do good, but look, they're like, we want more, don't go.
Yay! Okay, well, you guys do it. Chime in. You put something that we have to guess. We'll do a couple of those. A dingle hopper.
A dingle hopper.
Dingle hopper. Look, Anna says, yes, do it. The wheel thing. Okay.
God, I wish
You
I had
guys
it
better
ready.
be on here to help me because I will freeze.
I should have had it ready and just popped up with it.
It's okay. Next week. We'll do that next week. I promise. And then I'll just be happy for you when you win.
No, I thought it would be so fun. I know you. I've walked with you. I know you. That's from Maleficent. Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent. That's the song.
Yeah.
I gotta be the main event.
Like no king was before. I'm brushing up. I'm looking down.
I'm working on my
roar.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Dream. What's that one? Is that?
I think she's answering Anna's, and then Sammy says, "I don't dance."
Ah. Is that a cartoon or is that I don't dance is that a cartoon or is that like another type of
I'm not sure. All right, guys, final moment. We're so fun. We're like, oh, we're gonna not go over, and now we're just like, what else you guys got?
I know. Sorry, guys. I know we're going over.
You know what we should do, guys? High School Musical. Oh my God, Sammy!
I knew it. I don't dance. I knew it. That's why I was like, that's not a cartoon because I kind of wanted to say High School Musical.
All in this together. Standing hand in hand with our dreams come true. You know what we should do? If you guys love this, we'll plan a different night, not on our talk show night, or an after show where we all get on a Zoom and we could play a round of games all on camera together. So we'll plan.
Yes, that sounds amazing. If you guys want to do that, we can totally do a separate thing where we can play games and interact. And I think that would be super fun.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Go Wildcats.
All right, guys. So we're going to wrap this thing up for tonight just because it's that time. But we love you. We hope that you have had an amazing time. Hey, Pookie, you got that closing message ready? Because some of
I
us
sure do. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining us. As we always tell you guys, go out and find your tribe. Find your people. Life is better when we do it together. Thanks again for tuning in and for joining people like us.
Love you.